Good evening, y'all. I'm aware that this is late and we'll give a 0, but I figured I had to contribute just for the practice of talking on camera, which I was pretty worried about when it was actual questions. So, the definition of racism, according to page 3 of the book, is the belief that races are populations where physical differences are linked to significant cultural and social differences within society's hierarchy. And this practice of subordinating races believed to be inferior. What that means to me is that you can't really draw any conclusions about someone based on their appearance and their race. And how is that linked to race without the social convention of race? There could be no racism. I mean, it's completely based on the idea that we can just group people into these, massive groups and define anything off them just from that information. It's kind of silly. I probably have more in common, with someone of a different race, raised in Spokane, than I do with someone of my own race, raised in the Ukraine. I mean, there's absolutely no way that I could have anything in common with someone from the Ukraine outside of a handful of small characteristics. So yeah, without the idea of race, there could be no racism. Anthropometric techniques to define race and explain human difference. That's the fourth question. So they like to measure brain size by filling skulls with small objects like mustard seeds or lead balls, and then counting them, and that is kind of silly when you can think of better ways to do it, like using sand and then putting the sand into cups. So obviously they've got like a lot of variability on that already. Water displacement, but I think more to the point is, like, even though the technique was originally flawed, it was even more flawed by subconsciously or maybe even consciously choosing skulls that they knew would give them the results that they wanted. They want to get it right, and they want to confirm their assumptions. And so Morton, for example, used more Peruvian Inca skulls than Iroquois skulls to measure Native American brain size. And the Inca skulls are smaller skulls on average. And this would skew his results. Same if in the book on page 24, it mentioned how if he had used an equal amount of skulls from India for the Caucasians as the skulls from Europe, I mean, that would, so Gould also pointed out that Morton used more women from Africa and more men from Europe, which would obviously skew the results because head size and brain size is attached or correlated rather, to body size, and men happen to be bigger. And Gould said, kind of implied in the writing that this was on accident. And I wouldn't be so sure about that. I would say that there's a very good chance that he was just trying to confirm what he wanted to. Okay, so that was it. And thank you.